Looks like we're good. Back, take two. Thank everybody for coming. This is going to be a telekinetic out of this world show. We have a special guest on today. He's a telekinetic expert, adept, has been doing it for many years. And also, I dabble myself as well. So we'll go into quite a bit of a expansive upgrading show. Everyone out there, you're going to get telekinesis upgrades, and we're gonna make a big collective that expands the bringing these abilities back to the planet and make them more easier to manifest and be born with and develop over time. Let's first, while we're starting, we call in and invoke God, Earth Mother, the Force, the source of telekinesis, the founders of telekinesis, and Buddha. Please be with us here, help this show go well, and this collective expand, and the greatness and expansive of the good light force expanding through all of existence, our species, to propel us to new heights as a psionically emergent species. Thank you for being here. We call to you, we call to you, we call to you. Please be here. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? His name is Dallas Ford. How did you get into this? How did you get in this world and this life, and how did it all start manifesting?
Absolutely. Well, it first started with my stepdad buying me a book one Christmas when I was younger, years ago, on mastering astral projection, a 90-day guide by Robert Bruce. And so that kind of expanded my awareness, like, oh, there's something else potential here that that I see and that I'm interested in, that I feel drawn to, because I used to see, when I sleptwalk, ghosts in my closet and so many other things, and I thought I was just crazy. But this is validating it. So then that started all, and then the more experience I got, I came across Chris Zanetti's book, and that really taught me how to program my subconscious, and I achieved my first push and pulls with telekinesis via his teachings.
Nice. And in that, when somebody comes to a medium of an aspect of life on this reality, some things, I could take that or leave it. That's not interesting me. Boom, that's inspirational. That shocks me to my core and makes that want to be a part of my life. So, what was going on in those moments for you when you remember back in what makes that a big part of your life now?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. So when I first found out that more was possible, and I started to read like far out stories about like this guy being on a whole other plane of reality and dimensions with these other beings you can talk to, and it's all on a whole other vibrational different like rate. And that, I think, really inspired me to like really indulge even deeper. Definitely. It is truly inspiring, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I remember when I first got the snippets that got past mainstream media
Monroe,
of
Robert,
uh
and Robert.
monks and stuff, and Shaolin monks that were doing qigong and iron shirt and iron fist and able to punch through brick and take bullets to the hand and spears to the neck. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? Because, our media says that's just all made up. Well, there's no such thing as superhuman abilities.
Most stuff like in
It
Marvel
really
too.
shook me. And
I agree. They
it,
a lot of Marvel depictions of psychic abilities, they're actually very accurate, but it's kind of like aired out nowadays. But you're go on, sorry.
oh yeah, I agree. It's inspires people because they want it, they crave it. They don't know why. Why do superhero movies do so well? Some people are saying now they're doing superhero fatigue. There is no superhero fatigue. we need more heroes in the world. We need more people that take things to the limit and inspiration, people that you want to see them do something great and you want to reach for that greatness yourself.
Mhm.
It's just like Hollywood's kind of going downhill a little bit and it's not putting
Yeah.
storytelling ahead of everything else. But yeah, I think there will always be this craving, and it's like you're reaching to take back a piece of yourself that's missing, and it's like a whole arm that hasn't been used, and it's like turning it on. Have you ever had dreams out there for everyone? This is a question for you and everyone in the audience. Have you ever had dreams of doing superhuman abilities and telekinesis and flying and teleportation and all kinds of stuff? And then you just had the best time of your life and it was amazing. And then you woke up and you felt like, oh, it was like you can either wake up amazing dream, oh, it was so good. I hope I have more of that. Or you, like I had, sometimes I had the dream in the dream where things would chase me. Like I had Orion Nordics, ET species, kept following me around and zapping me with a gun. And all my abilities started going away. And I at the end of it, all my abilities were gone. And I was like so sad. And I woke up crying and I was like, it felt like I got my arms torn off or something, and I was left with less of myself. Have you ever had anything like that for everyone out there, or you, Dallas? How are
Um, I definitely did relate to the Nordics. They've definitely really tried to tune into me and like yeah, there's a lot of resonance of them in my brain for some
yeah,
reason.
I know a lot of good Nordics and good
Yeah.
Orion Nordics. This one was an asshole group, so they were like enslaved.
Yes.
I didn't like them at all. I really am annoyed with those guys. But yeah, do you have dreams of bigger abilities?
Hmm. I always have, especially with like even yesterday and even last night. Last night I was on a plane working with my ancestors with Egyptian uh history, but I sorry, I have no idea where I'm going with this. My mind is not linear right now.
Egyptian and abilities. Don't worry about it.
And yeah, I've always thought there was something to this concept I have always had of like developing telekinesis and like the symbol that's a triangle. And I feel like even like I got some feedback on this concept to be somewhat accurate recently. I guess there was telekinetics that moved those big blocks and stuff. Um, and the triangle and the pyramid was a way to build up that energy.
Oh yeah, yeah. The pyramid, the fire in the middle. Uh, it's a reflection of us. We have also fire in us, and also mountains and the generators. There's so much with pyramids. I love going to them. Mexico, I'm between a bunch of pyramids. Like every weekend you go to them, they activate many abilities. Some I find what I tune into what they're good at activating, and then I go to those ones. Last time I went to one that amplifies levitation as well in dreaming, and it was like super soldiers for the Aztecs. It's like the Jaguar and Eagle warriors as well. Before that, I went to a place that uh activated fourth dimensional presence. And I could feel that one. It was emotional. And I had it, I got to lay down on it and got to relax in the sun. That was really enjoyable. I did a bunch of vision quests, and a lot of them took me down under the pyramid, into the pyramid. Also, like this giant eagle that showed up and like took me somewhere. And like it one took me within, like it collapsed into my heart, and then that took me to made a fourth dimensional presence body for me. And it's it was interesting on the other side. It was more advanced. There was some, positive beings in the area, but I know the fourth dimension is quite a wild west. And they had me do some activations, and they said the body was temporary unless I did a bunch of things for the pyramid on the other side. And then I did those things. I ended up having to transmute and release a bunch of wounds, pain, and sadness for it. So I was like all meditating and all overwhelmed with sadness, and got through that. And now I earned that. So that was cool. So you can do all kinds of cool stuff with these pyramids, places of power on the planet, including ones for telekinesis, which I also went to. That one for that recently nearby. That was a nice volcanic mountain. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna bring up the videos of you doing telekinesis for everyone. So, what are some places of power that you've been to, or that you felt interesting things from
Um, I would say recently, first I go to level 22 and kind of create my sanctuary, protection, all of that. And then I've recently gone up to 42, this one level where it's just pure feeling and being. It's a very high vibratory rate. Very loving beings. Yes. Miranon says hello.
So what's going on here? This is, and usually people, when they make a psi wheel, they use a small thing. Like I have one right here, and I'll bring it up later on full
Yeah,
screen.
those are fun.
Like
Those are
a,
the travel
yeah,
side.
some dough or a piece of an eraser works well, and a needle, and like a bit of a thing. You're here using the whole paper. Is that right? What's
Yeah.
going through your mind? Give us a little commentary on your videos.
Oh, right. Well, the technique I'm using is by Grandmaster Wolf, where he's visualizing a string, an energetic string being connected to the edge of the paper to his finger, and he's using his astral body to pull on it. And
Mm,
that is exactly what I'm doing. It was a technique I haven't tried with the side wheel because I don't really do much astral body TK. Um, but it felt great.
nice.
I was happy with the results, especially because it came from Grandmaster Wolf, who I find very inspiring.
Yeah, I like them too. I think I'll have them on sometime. Um, so what other recommendations do you have for people? I'll look in the comments too. For so astral body, for those that people don't understand fully about it, it's essentially the spirit. Astral realm is also your consciousness in a mental realm that expands in the body. You have an internal astral realm and an external that is like a multiplayer and shared creations once you get out of the toddler pen for astral. And astral out of body experiences, astral travel, astral creations, realms. There's so much there. Astral beings. A lot of the beings that are ghosts inhabit it. If they have an interaction with dying or incarnating, they're there. The difference between dreams and astral is, dreams are its own separate realms, and they don't particularly need are in line to incarnate or on the out. So it's its own space, as well as you could be dreaming into other places. So a lot of magicians, as well as scientific universities that are going into Psionics, define magic as using astral to influence the physical. So this would be an example of that, which is great. And so astral is a good component into telekinesis. Um, and let's see what else we can bring up. Um, okay, we got your thing. Okay, and I got some more videos of yours as well that we can bring up, and
Okay.
and some of mine for telekinesis, and feel free to put a commentary on that. And once we get that out in there, we can start analyzing stuff. So I'll also analyze what I read off you. Oh, come on, video glitching today. You know how it is. A lot of things in the fields don't want us to do this show, guys. Sorry for any glitchiness that we're experiencing. If you're wondering why, it's the Force. It affects so much. If you imagine in Star Wars, like people activating more of the Force. Jedi is coming back. Jedi comes from the raising of the Jed and the mystery schools, the Rhine mystery schools in Egypt and other places. Okay, so we go. Do you want to comment on this real quick? So this is
Um, it's a
uh,
good poll, I would say. One of my stronger polls I've done.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, the hair roller. So that's a good one. What do you recommend for objects when training?
Um,
I also use
When
like
you,
tin cans, and this is the level I'm at with tin
yeah, that's
cans.
really good right there. It works objects like that very smoothly with side wheel techniques. This was a poll where I'm inhaling energy back through my palm and acting like it's a string that's actually in physical reality, I feel or imagine, and then
Ooh.
I move and it moves with it.
Yeah, ping pongs are also good. I find it's easier when they're spinning and you have a flat table, and then
Oh
you
yes,
can
yes,
use their motion.
absolutely.
That's really
That's
nice.
cool. I
Uh,
remember this one telekinetic, Mark Malvis. A lot
oh,
of
I
people
love that
say
guy.
he was. A lot of people say he was fake, and I think he was brilliant. I mean,
Yeah, I
his
think
how he would
so.
market himself, but I know for sure some of the stuff was real, if not, if it wasn't all of it. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. People can fake this stuff, of course, and there's ways like magnets under the table or string or whatever. But like all you need is one real one. And
oh yeah, he's
I
amazing.
oh my God. Sorry.
Right after that video of me pulling the pen with my CIA shirt on, I had a bloody nose. I actually might be able to find the photo.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I also find blood uses indication of a lot of things I don't quite often and randomly.
Mm, Definitely straining myself with this one to make it happen.
Nice. Yeah, Mark, what happened to Mark? I used to talk to him a bit and then he fell off and I wasn't able to find him for a while.
Well, I think he just went on another path down life, just to a good one, just to take care of his family.
Oh, okay. I hope he comes back. Yeah,
Yeah,
he has good abilities.
definitely.
I also had a forum with full of telekinetics, and it was nice.
Yeah, I love that too. That form was great.
It's cool that you know about it. Yeah, we need to make more forums. I think I'll make a group. Like we need to make anyone
Definitely.
out there practicing telekinetics, apply if you want to join the group. We'll see what we can do. Get rid of okay. Yeah, the share screen is not exactly easy doing this. Um, let's see. I'll get the other ability videos up. We can comment on it. So, what for out there do you experience with types of energy that you're? Can you give some hints for people when you're doing the pull techniques and pushes?
Mm. To start to recognize what energy feels like, for example?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, there's many methods. You rub your hands together, okay, and then after that, trace it with your finger, your palm, in a circle or a spiral, both palms. Rub your fingertips together. Exhale, clench, inhale, exhale. You're opening up your astral body even more, stimulating it. And now, rub it together one more time. And start to see if you feel any waves or changes in pressures of energy. Like for example, right now, it's heavier on my fingertips and it's more tingly there than over here. So there's more energy here than there. So I want to bring that energy back, suck it into my palm, and you can play with visualization from here on out of wherever you want the energy to go and what you want it to look like. You just visualize it and it will listen.
Mm, nice. Okay, and somebody in the comments said how to fly. Go into
That's
that
funny you mentioned that. Synchronicities. I just did levitation videos yesterday. I've only done it once. I can't do my whole body anymore, but I've done I levitated an object and some parts of my body yesterday, which I sent to you as well, if you wanted to look at that.
Yeah, sure. Can you bring it up, or is it brand new? So it's like right on the front of your page?
Um, yes, I believe it's brand new, and if it's not on there, it's definitely on Facebook.
Okay, I'll get that up. While we're getting that one to answer that question, here's another one. Is the Jedi mind trick possible, and what's the law or rules attached to that? Go ahead, and I'll add on to that too.
Um, Perhaps you should answer this one. I feel like you'd be more adept for this
Yeah,
question.
yeah, but
Because
I'd love to get your perception on it, and I'll go into it.
okay, well, me? I don't really know much about that concept or terminology, but it seems like the Jedi mind trick.
It's like
Well,
mind
yeah,
control.
what were you gonna say?
It's like mind control, like where these are not the droids you're looking for.
Oh yeah, I've done that. That's a fun one.
Yeah, tell us about it. What was that like for you? Is it traveling through the universe superpower? Is that it?
Yes. It does require some mental fabrication within moving through time and space via quanta, mostly mentally. So, for example, how I would do that and how I have done that is start with empathy. What I believe they may be feeling based off of their body position, and so forth, and then start to tune in on subconscious cues, their emotions, what they might be feeling, and then I go into what they might be thinking, and visualize and feel myself in their position with their hand bent this way, and thinking how they would, and allow pure data to whatever that would be. Yeah, and it's usually accurate.
Is there
So
unmute this? Is there any comment, or did you just
yeah,
want to
yeah.
call?
Just so they know it's accurate data of when I was doing it in that exact time. I was saying stuff about like the sand, the water, and this is before I clicked on the numbers to see what it was, just so they know, like in sequence on my Snapchat, that I was telling the truth. Um, I was just saying like what it was too, but you can just read it as it depicted. But yeah.
So what are the numbers that made you?
Um, the numbers are just like eight random numbers. And you just pretty much connect that subconsciously to a concept you have of a target or an object, and you only give someone the numbers, not any information about the target or the object. So they guess what it is, by tuning into their thought processes that were connected to those numbers, is one way.
Okay, I'll unmute this.
Become that trust, open, love, trusting the higher power. Unless you become that open, trusting, surrendered being, the energy can't come in. That is the kingdom of heaven. The energy of the kingdom of heaven comes in. You're open to it. Seek and you shall find. What are you gonna do? The energy, it is the same thing as cosmic consciousness. Consciousness equals energy, love, awareness, light. And we all know with Pi how that shit can go on forever. Wisdom, beauty, truth, purity. It's all the same trip. It's all the same. Any trip you want to take leads to the same. I have to start again because obviously people that are open and are narrow-minded are often psychology shows they're very negative and they prevent themselves from opening up to positive thoughts and stuff. And that is very important because that's where you will live, man. Um, so at the time of death, if you have a positive thought, it's at a high frequency, then you'll go there. Heaven is only like the seventh plane. There's so many, but this is the last thing I'm saying to those that can hear this. I gotta go back up to level 47 and then.
Interesting. Okay, so you want to explain more of that process and the levels and the planes and kind of thing?
Yeah, in that video I was multitasking, making videos, doing levitation, building up my energy at the same time, preparing for certain videos. And at the same time, I was listening to this video by Robert Monroe, and I was tuning in and channeling energy from level 47 to learn more about what I heard off from that video.
Okay. And what are these levels having to do with?
Levels of frequency, levels of intelligence, how expansive species or beings' consciousness has gone at a and the higher the frequency, the more the consciousness expands. So they're naturally beyond all relative terms of like mathematics and English. But yeah. Oh, I love this guy.
Yeah, I've noticed also in many Qigong mystery schools and pass downs of secret sect of different Yigong, Qigong, Qi techniques, mystery school abilities. They have levels too. And they say to do something until you overcome something and then you've leveled up and then you keep going up. And they get to really high level masters that can do crazy stuff. And they end up being like peak martial artists that can barely take damage to things. And they end up fighting, going around different countries, tracking each other's energy and trying to find each other to
Mhm.
uh, like some of the ones want to combat each other to be the new alpha um, psionic apex predator or whatever. And so they fight each other even to the death. So it's interesting that there's this big underground world of people, and most, the culture, the government doesn't want people to know because if they're empowered, they will, take their power back and not need the government anymore. So a lot of they have armies of skeptics that they pay for their opinions. So cover all this up.
Absolutely true. I didn't know you knew of this video. That's exactly how I push and pull. That
Yeah,
guy's
please.
great. He also projects his energy as a shield, like Grandmaster Wolf, to where if you try and cut yourself, it won't cut, or you can't burn yourself with a flame.
Yeah, this guy with the chopstick in his neck. There's people that have done it with spears, that the chi shield they build up around their skin, and then they can't, cut themselves. Just
And
like,
and I've read the psychology of things like this too, and not only that, but like when you really look at like the velocity of these guys when they're doing it and everything, there's no plausible explanation within those realms, you know? It's real stuff.
oh yeah, it is. there's like whole schools to it in China to train psychic kids. There's people that are born with it and they get trained and hired by the government.
Hmm.
So the government knows it exists. They just don't want their people to know so that they continue to just have them as useful workers.
Yep.
Yeah, I dream of a world where it's allowed, praised, and trained and um, publicly a thing that more and more people just thrive and grow, and it builds up in density all over the planet. Um, and in this video, I'm going to show not just the Chinese can do it, but white people too. Here's a white person.
Hmm.
Here's some interesting techniques of push and pull and making a current coming out of the dantian and into the hand. Well,
Nice.
I'm seeing a bunch of like orbs fly around my
Very nice.
peripheral. And then he stores it back in the dantian. You want to comment on that at all?
Um, yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure your viewers saw me do that in the beginning when I was doing that. It's a good way to stay centered and healthy, storing it back.
And these are all little pieces of paper that were cut on that paper so that they would be danced with the electromagnetic field, the chi field.
Nice.
And you've talked about building up the energy in the body and then moving it throughout the hands. So what would you comment on how what you're observing with this guy?
I feel like that's exactly what they're doing, and they're pulling the energy back into their body. Um, yeah, but you have to be careful with that. You really want to build up energy in your system and outside the body too, and you really want to know how to directly, smoothly direct the energy throughout your parts of the body because with pulls like that, it can really mess with your blood cells and the blood flow, and you can blow a vein or you can create a blood clot.
Oh, so tell us about that. How did you find out about that?
Um, well, I've read many stories. I've been in contact with people that have seen people die because of that, and people that have died from too much chi projection, which is why with telekinesis I don't push no more. I only pull, and when I do, I have to be very careful because I'm really trying to get my health back in order.
So is pull or push more um, detrimental in like it can cause health problems, are you saying?
Push is more detrimental because you're releasing all your yin, or no, your yang energy that is needed in the body to keep things refreshed, healthy, and rejuvenated within cellular rejuvenation.
Mm.
So yeah, it if you project all that energy, then there's not going to be much energy in the cells to renew themselves or to keep healthy. It's
Mm.
that's just one of many drawbacks to pushing instead of pulling.
Nice. Yeah, I found there's in like my expertise is healing. So I learned a lot of healing techniques and went to massage school and all that.
Nice.
And craniosacral therapy, all that. They talk Jin Shin Do talks about a lot of people. There's like I found a difference between two different types of healers. Ones that feel drained after they do a healing, and ones that feel energized. And the
Mhm.
difference between that is those that use their small chi, their internal chi, versus like made by the organs and stuff, versus those that tap into the big chi, the ocean chi. And I tap into the ocean tree, so I feel like tons of energy and excitement and high vibe after I do healings. I don't recommend using your organ chi. It's you got to get your generators to peak potential of generation to where they're abundant to the body and giving it everything it needs, and then over to where they're creating access. And then you can condense and pearl and build up that access and make sure it doesn't get stolen. And then you build it up in like the Dantian and then use it for big abilities like this. So that's what I recommend to people. Um, Otherwise, and then once you get a abundance of energy, and that's one of the big things I'm working on. There's so much. I've been working on it for years. There's a lot of things that want to use us like batteries, and they just want to drain us and target us. But there's a lot of ways you can counter them and make defenses and camouflage and traps and things to burn them away and stop them from
I
coming at
love
you.
that.
And that what kind of things do so you like charging up energy is a and power is a big part of it and she so can you tell us a little bit about what you do in that regard and then what you offer for people in when they take your sessions and courses?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do I mean I direct my energy just like in the previous videos. And I put it back into the lower dantian. But with my chi buildup, with my specific visualization exercises, I start with the lower dantian and visualize a blue spinning ball of energy, and it's spinning clockwise to generate energy, okay? So you just visualize it in your stomach. My hands are right here in front of, on the sides of my belly button. And then I visualize the ball following my hands up to my navel and getting bigger. And then the same within my heart space, bigger, brighter, all the way up into my throat, back down into my chest. And then from here, I can directly move it through my body with love. I am loving woman. Kind of helps. Or I can direct the energy, visualize it going down my shoulders, down my arms, out into my hands. But before you project energy from your hands out, you want to keep building it there. So if that's not enough energy and you don't feel what it is, you need to repeat that process with a new visualized ball in your stomach while that energy is in your hand, and add to it, and then you're ready to project. And uh,
Nice. And practice makes perfect, and you want to make sure to practice in the beginning so people kind of understand the process you'll go through. When I first found out, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I found out about the side wheel and I was researching things. I started doing it and I was not having the greatest results. And then I did more research, found a bunch of skeptic videos that made me, oh, maybe this isn't real. Blah, 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 and then put it down for a bit. Then I found more videos that like were like well ex um well made content where it's like shows that you can't fake it and
right,
like
it debunks
laughs
those
and
theories.
all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
it is real. Then went back to it, just dedicated for 2 weeks every day, like a few minutes, was able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I couldn't be distraught anymore, couldn't be convinced that it's all fake anymore, no more doubts. So then I went down the rabbit hole of finding out more of this stuff. And again, it can be this stuff can be faked, but all you need is one. And I got 500 plus videos of things people able to do like unique abilities on camera and show to people what they can do. Yeah, so this is a side wheel for the people out there. Make it like this, you know, fold it up, make a square, four corners, all that. It's kind of like one of those fortune teller kind of things. And you just fold it, paper, tinfoil, whatever, a needle, and like whatever can hold it, like an eraser or some putty, and just hold it there and then just play with it. In the beginning, you'll face things like doubt, like, oh, is it my breath? Is it the wind current or all this other stuff? Yeah, it can be that. but also telekinesis can influence wind. So there's that. But you want to start to where you're able to make it teeter totter, you're able to spin in any direction, and change on a dime, it spin wildly, and then you can move up to like putting it under glass, which does affect it. Your energy sometimes can't go through the glass. So you end up having to train your body to make a type of energy that can go through the glass. And then once you're able to, I have been able to move it under glass as well as other people. You can also hang things from strings. You can get lightweight objects. You can roll a can, get a ping pong ball. I even had the ping pong ball floating in water and then have it move through that. Straws on top of a bottle. Those are nice to like practice push and pull in like restaurants with people. Those are fun. How about what do you suggest for the objects? And then I'll also go back to the power charging.
I suggest those exercises are great. For leveling up and
What
improving.
objects do you use
Um,
practice?
right now, for example, I'm doing the soda can.
Nice.
Um, that's a really good object, but I've done the vacuum recently. I like doing brooms because of this one movie. Um,
Mm.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a good show.
So I found that pretty inspiring.
Nice.
But yeah,
Also
I don't
use
know
a
if you can
chess
see
piece.
how it's moving, but it's moving quite slowly with the method I'm using. So, but
And you also use a chess piece, a candle.
I
What have you?
like speaking of like how the side wheel looks like a fortune teller. I've done seeing the future and predicting fortune cookies on that channel if you'd like to take a look at it.
Yeah, if you can send me the link, you got a lot of videos, so I can you gotta go me going through those. Um, so I'll go back to the comments. Oh yeah, and so charging up, there's a lot to do. So there's different power centers you want to generate. There's yang generation where you're outpouring and emitting out of you. There's yin where you're drawing from external. If that, you want to be careful not to be vampiric. You want to give back to the environment like a farmer and then take like 30% after it, like you increase it quite a bit in its output, maybe a million times. For atoms, objects, matter, they all like store potential energy. There's ways to transmute energy from negative motions. There's a cool thing with the toroidal field with you if you understand the physics, and then the emotional generation that amplifies it. Um, Power ups of different types. So I've seen multiple, a lot to do with combining yin and yang energy.
What's
Uh,
your favorite power up technique?
what'd you say?
What's one of your favorite power up techniques?
Well, I use them all. I use Qigong and I use this thing I call supernova breath, where I'll bring energy. Like I have done all these visualizations and stack them on each other. So I like start like bringing energy down, up, or in the spinal column from every direction, like in Qigong wise, kind of thing.
All
Like
right.
this one's from taking like a wind coming and hitting you in the back kind of thing. And then like seeing it all like a macrocosmic orbiting ball and condensing it in a big hug with love and compassion, hugging the entire universe of energy, bringing it in. A lot to do with the physics of creating fire, which I'll hint if I'll go more into depth in these in my sessions with people because I'm working on it for super strength and ultimate endurance. It's like I can just like work out for one time I worked out for like 9 hours straight. And you can transmute the with healing energy the pain so it doesn't happen. I'm also trying to unlock super strength with that. Eventually, you can combine it, but there is a lot of things that want to steal your energy. So you also have to counter those things because you start shining like a bright light. And then when you go to sleep, that's like when the dark likes to do their chess move. You might wake up tired or drained and the energy gone. So you gotta keep making things to build up to stop that.
Would you
Um,
like a water break?
yeah, let's do that. I'll play some videos while you're doing that. Go for it.
All right, I sent you the fortune cookie one on Messenger.
Thank you. And I'll go into answering people's chats. Who's going? Um, okay, how's everyone doing out there? You enjoying the telekinesis stream? Let's see here. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so levitation. I also have a bunch of videos on my site having to do with that. So I think I'll bring that up just because you guys asked. So thanks for asking. And the Jedi mind trick, absolutely real. Uh, it's a very on a razor's edge of more moral uh kind of ability. So it's not granted to that many people, but there are layers of it in influence and things people can learn that are disclosed to the public, like with hypnosis and influence and suggestion and neurolinguistic programming, charisma, and ways you can, influence people. But the energy and the greater ability is mostly locked for a lot of people unless they gain certain go through the mystery school and earn it and prove themselves. So they have to show that they're not going to be a jerk with it and dominate others against their free will. Otherwise, they start losing their authority. Unless they have a greater purpose with it that trumps that, then it can, it's a test to see if you're going to use it wisely, which is alignment with moral code. Do no harm, take no shit. Don't do it unless it's for self-defensive purposes and within the realm of consent, or used on negative beings at I'd say around, if they're 70% evil, then you're good to go, because and if you align part of the intention of the control to getting them out of being evil, it's like correcting a psychopathic, insane driver that's like hitting and running over people. And Jesus comes and takes the wheel and stops the person, kind of thing. Um, and if you use it that way, and there's like territory and radius of effect. And then there's various abilities I've been able to scan, but the dark side really wants that ability, so they try to steal it wherever they can find it. They can find it in kids, they'll abduct them, like the military likes to do. But and then the military has like more of those type of people trying to find the levitation stuff for you guys. But otherwise, you can just like peruse through my videos. But I know there's a lot now, so it can be daunting.
There's this beautiful woman. Her
What's
name's Miss, she's like an Egyptian goddess. She has a triangle, like a steel rod, golden triangle um structure, like structure in her living room, and it builds up your energy, and yeah, she's very beautiful. Sorry, I was just thinking about some of your audiences out there, and this one girl I saw that I found very beautiful on your channel as well, and the stuff you guys talk about.
Thanks. I'll let her know. Um, and do you have any videos of levitation that you've came across? By the way, you might have some that I don't. I see a lot of fake ones out there, or at least they're when I read into them, they're not emitting rare energy, so I get fairly
Right.
disappointed. But
Well,
some
I haven't seen much actually, except for Mark Malves's levitations, some Trevor Seven object levitations. I've actually seen this Russian guy levitate.
In
There's this
person?
Japanese guy on video call,
Okay.
and his technique was what actually allowed me to levitate the first time years ago.
Yeah, and that goes into a bunch of um in the levity energy in the solar plexus I found it is, and it has to do with the gravitational field control. And I like doing it in the dreams, and I feel a buildup of density in the solar plexus. And did you want to say anything on little hints? Like people can reach you for more for a session, but any hints you want to give people on levitation if they wanted to pursue that?
Definitely learn to become susceptible to various energies, clear your channels, direct it throughout the sides of the spine, um, and learn to relax the spine while sinking it while you're in full lotus, and focus on some breathing exercises and clearing and purifying your body to prepare yourself to levitate.
Nice. Yeah, and there's certain energies your toroidal field you get going, understanding of mass,
Hmm.
and weightlessness, and what is mass at a deeper level. There's also support systems that I find different people use of different types. This is an African shaman. They did stuff with a lot of people, they seem to need a lot of energy when they do it, or they either build up over time a lot of energy,
Hmm.
or they're surrounded with fire or candles or other stuff when I see them doing it. Um,
Definitely.
that's also so you can get magic ceremony involved in it as well as qigong.
Which is interesting because that opens up a bigger field of energy that some people might not be able to manage. Maybe a bit too much energy. But
Mhm.
if he's a shaman and in that culture, he's probably very skilled and familiar with it.
Yeah. And he probably worked with a type of spirit that enables him to do that.
Hmm.
Christians like to call any spirit that's not an angel demons. Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. But who knows? They could, there are magicians or magicians with a with a C that are really magicians with a K that do work with things that they've read in books and like summon demons and stuff or jinn or other spirits that yeah that exists, and they do some crazy things like not be able to bleed and just pass swords through themselves. But yeah, and this guy he was filmed by different angles, and yeah, he's like super exhausted right after doing it. So yeah, there's some cool things to look into as we piece together how all this works for eventual schools. Did you want to say anything on the Jedi mind trick before I move on to the next question and videos and stuff?
No, no, I don't believe so.
Yeah. So here's a guy that also changes his weight, which is a lot easier. And I think that this is the thing that can be done with it more scientifically, where if people get like horse scales, like those weight scales that horses can stand on that are big enough where you can and you record the weight that you emit while you're meditating, and then you can just go fully into meditation, not worry about anything, and have it recorded, and then see if it fluctuates at all, and then you have an alert go off with that, and then you see what things you're doing when the alert went off. You can constantly improve the changing of your weight ability. This is called light body, different than light as in brightness. This is weight light body, where people are able to change their weight and then jump really high. And there's all this kind of teachings and stories of people doing a mystery school. This guy's pulling a car with a clamp on his ear while standing on eggs without breaking them.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I thought when I heard about this fellow, he was going to pull the car by using momentum, which people do. Get it going first and then jump on the eggs, but he didn't. And that's what really surprised me. He jumped on the eggs and then he started pulling. And that I don't really understand how he's done that, because if you think about it, you're pulling a car, not only with your ear, but you're pulling a car anyway. All the force goes down into your feet. Yeah, he's standing on these eggs. So what I want to know is, are the eggs real or not?
So yeah, and let's see with the next questions. Oh yeah, Rob's channel's back up good. Okay, bloody nose, direct to sunlight. Do you use any specific crystals to amplify your telekinesis? Yeah, that's a good question. What do you say to that, though?
The crystals are definitely good. I've used rose quartz. I really love using that one.
Yeah, I love rose quartz. For people, out there, if you take mushrooms or whatever, psychedelics, not condoning anything, but you get oversensitive, you can feel everything, and you can feel things buzzing with your hands, like flowers and plants, and they start communicating with you. Crystals buzz like crazy. And I've like rose quartz, I felt so much love coming out of it. It was amazing. I just love being around rose quartz when in that type of time and in general. So I have a lot of them. There's like big love dragons and elementals coming out of them, and they'll talk to you. And for those that are skeptical on crystals, you do enough research, you find out most of our technologies, crystals, silicone chips, all your computers storing data, and the first radios are wire wrapped around a crystal, creating a piezoelectric effect and then bouncing off current. So yeah, and then there's Harry Oldfield filters, which is like curling photography on video, where they see auras and energy emitted off of objects. And they're able to see energy pulsing off of crystals at different times. So it's and respond to things. So they're alive. So so there's a lot to do with crystals, and they're doing a big job. So you recommend rose quartz?
Yeah, definitely. Crystals are so beautiful. What you were saying was just reminding me of like these crystal-like structures on the moon.
Or what did you find out with that?
Um, I'm still doing some research. It seems there's human-like, men-like, naked, like
There's naked men
aliens.
on the moon? What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that sounds
That's a big
wild.
article. Sorry, go ahead, Rachel.
But now I'm just reading the last bit of it and confirming with my own remote viewing psychic abilities the accuracy of it all. But now I'm moving on to Mars.
Yeah, that might. I mean, I don't know what you were saying about the naked men on the moon, but there's, I'm sure there's species that are nudists. So I mean, if they had a base, that run that article in one of those, like
Yeah,
big.
definitely.
My cousin married Bigfoot magazines, and So here's a video of a guy that a kid that does telekinesis, and he um proved you can do it in different ways. So he's doing it through the power of Jesus Christ. So for you Christians out there, you can bring in God and have it go through your heart, and you can amplify through telekinesis, which God's here right now. We brought them into this call. So those that think it's Satanism and mentalism, you fuck off. You can realize that there's deeper forces at work, and you can choose which force you side with. So you can go with many options. So there's the light force, which we recommend. And you can practice with magnetically influencing water. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, some paper. Yeah, here's another way. What do you think of these push like chi blast techniques? Have you interacted with that at all?
I've done a couple.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very. I mean, they can be good if you build up enough energy and stuff, but most of the time with beginners, they're just completely blasting all their energy away and not directing it well.
Yeah, that's I suppose the danger of it. Of course, with training, I guess there's things that are worth it. But
Hmm.
yeah, we need to come together and figure out how to do these in um, efficient ways. Like if
Definitely.
there's a way to call back the energy, even if you blast it out at a high rate of speed, that'd be nice.
Hmm.
Or limit them out. So yeah, like magnetic paper, no strings. Okay, some more things with the water. Yeah, practice things. All right, I might tobacco. Okay. Um, yeah. Ooh, you can influence tobacco for you smokers out there. Now
I love.
you got something to play around with.
And if you like nicotine, oh, you're gonna love that energy going into your bloodstream.
Yeah, there's some interesting rabbit holes going on with nicotine now that are being covered up. It seems like the chemicals that cause cancer and also make you addicted to them aren't
Hmm.
nicotine. It seems to be another chemical. So
Hmm.
they're covering up nicotine and they're making nicotine the thing that's like the dark thing to blame. And if you look up what nicotine does, nicotine is in eggplants, tomatoes, a bunch of fruits and vegetables that you have and eat. So you get it all the time. So it's not, if you eat that stuff, it's not bad for you, and it also seems to cure some things, which is interesting, and some very timely things. If you look into that study, so go look it up on X, because I'm not going to even talk about it because I think I might get my this video taken down if I do. Um, okay, so let's go more to questions. And to go on to the crystals things, yeah, I look for crystals for all kinds of things, and I read into them, and I look up the ones that are the best. Um, I can't really tell. I don't think I'm allowed to tell you which crystals are the best, but I can show them on screen because I have them here because they're processing a whole bunch. Here's my little skull for it. So there's a little secret if you're a crystal expert and you can figure out what that is.
Really?
Um,
I have some
there.
ideas.
What'd you say?
I have some ideas about it. It's nice.
Yeah, so, and then there's this giant baby that I have that's good at it.
Mm.
Um, and really for those abilities, especially telekinesis, I had to look through like hundreds of the same type of one to find the one that was specifically good at it. So you can see them in levels of what they're good at. Um, and if you can figure out what animal this is, that also is good at telekinesis. Um, no, man, these are going to be clearing for a while, but I think it's worth it to help you guys. And this Egyptian god called Boss. He's a dwarf. That's a telekinetic dwarf. There's also a story in Mexico of a telekinetic dwarf that made the Uksh with a U Uxmal pyramid in like one night. He constructed it all. So there's this dwarf species, humanoid species that has overpowered telekinesis. Yoda much, and that it didn't look like Yoda. But like, are there also what's with these space goblins? And what are they good? Like Baby Yoda, are they good at telekinesis? Here's another of the animals. If you can figure out what that animal is, that's good. They're one of the closer to the founder races of telekinesis.
Nice.
And there's like a collective with that, and there's humanoid offshoot of that that's really powerful in it. But there's many types of telekinesis. The ability to move objects with your mind, different energies that build up to do that. Okay, so here's another question for you. Okay, what about pyrokinesis? Is somebody can you light a candle? What do you want to say about pyrokinesis?
I've done it. I just posted a video of me burning tissue, and I remember in school the reason why I posted recently more about pyrokinesis is because a friend contacted me on Instagram wanting to learn too, and he heard the stories about when I was in my computer learning class. I would turn the fire alarms on with my mind and set off alarms and burn tips of tissue paper next to them.
Nice. And what do you recommend for somebody that's training in pyrokinesis? And then besides like contacting you for a session and then going more in depth?
Well, find out what works best for you. For example, what might work best for you could be a blend of things, like what my brother, Sean, right? What he used with condensing energy with love. And what that does is how he also said pyrokinesis works, is it speeds up the particles and stuff, and you can keep putting energy into it and condensing it and visualize it and feel it getting really hot and red, and that can start the process of your pyrokinesis journey of catching things on fire.
And here's a Russian Qigong expert. And I got a bunch of videos on pyrokinesis so people can go through those. You can translate. The guy emits codes and energy. So like each of my videos, like as you watch them, they'll give you codes on like how to unlock it in your subconscious. They'll initiate you into the mystery school, and you can go deeper. So this guy uses a mantra, gleam, gleam, while emitting a fuck ton of gamma brain waves, and he starts melting the plastic.
Nice.
And the fake way to do this is use a heat gun. There's no sound, no lasers, no lights. So, not looking fake. And there's a bunch of videos of like this. And the people that have the same type of focal laser emission out of their hands.
Не было ли? Хорошо? Видно? Видно? 3 отверстия, пробитые силой с пальца. Один...
Yeah, like this. This is a nicer way to have it presented.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy. Because to do that
A lot from
changes
the
the.
solar plexus. So there's a buildup of fire energy, fire guides, initiation, a current that's passed down the lineage. You can, if you do enough work internally, you can sign up for a lineage that's willing to take you in the like astral form of spirits. It's like doing the work, put enough time. A lot of it's meditation, building up the energy, achieving, going up the levels, and then testing it out.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's for the pyrokinesis. Here's another question I'll bring up for people, for you. Okay, can you can you magically make a fat gut become slim again? What do you say to that?
They can with their willpower.
Yeah, magically. For most, it would be drive, willpower, strength, determination, remedy of negative emotions, and the core of why there's lack and the need to, uh, eat, cravings, going to the core of that, vision questing, a lot of that. I recommend. I've gone up and down in my weight, so I know how it is for people, and it means a lot of things. The weight on your shoulder means a lot of things. So depending on how much work you're putting in, if you're operating in all sides with it, I eventually will make. I'm working on a whole bunch of pages, probably going to end up being a book on how to psionically make it so that you lose weight quicker and increase your metabolism. So for those out there, look forward to that. Subscribe. But you're also really good at losing weight. So what do you do for yours?
I just fast.
How many days you fast?
With my body weight and hypothyroid, all I need to do is like 2 days of just bread and water.
Mm. What's your diet like?
Um, Pretty much just a liquid diet, organic premier shakes, protein shakes, and potatoes, and when I need it, fish and chicken.
Nice, nice. Have you seen this video, the Shaman ones?
hmm I've
Nice.
always wanted to go there. It'd be so cool to train certain stuff there.
Yeah, me too. I think I gotta make it like a destinational trip. I gotta figure out all with logistics and talk to these people. Maybe we
Yeah,
can
I'll go.
go through a little boot camp. But yeah, I love their beards. Look at that guy. Yeah, just put that two spears on his neck in the soft spot and like nothing. Um, yeah, and then building it up, they go into it too. All the techniques. Yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah, here, yeah, Iron Fist punching through paper until it makes the wall behind it, you know, get caved in. And I did this with my head for a while too, so I wouldn't get concussions in any fights I were in or anything. It increase the
Oh,
jaw. It works really well, but you got to do it like at just the right pace so you don't cause yourself concussions,
yeah.
and then brain just builds up naturally. And they hang themselves. They become immune to hanging. It's crazy. Yeah, they're masters. Love it. be great if that got out to more places.
Definitely.
Okay. I'll go into finish and see if we catch up with the questions. And I like the sky stone. Anyone got any questions? Stone helps. What does the heart space have to do with telekinetic magical abilities? Thank you. What would you say to that?
I would say it's a very powerful area to generate and move energy in and out of versus more narrow energies, places like the throat. So it's often used, but the drawback of it is you're using your electromagnetic field, and your heart naturally spontaneously creates its own electromagnetic field. And if they affect each other's or go against each other's wavelengths, then it can cause health issues.
Hmm, interesting. Yeah, we'll come back to that heart thing. So what do you think of this guy? So I've seen people that have card trick things with string and they spin them around, but this guy does it with a dollar. And also he's crippled, so he has time to do it. And there's just some interesting factors to this
Hmm.
ability. But it could be fake.
I think,
Uh
yeah.
yeah, it could be. But we'll see. Um but yeah, pretty nice. Oh, wait. Yeah. You here so that you see the spinning more in touch. So it could be fake, but hey, be cool if eventually people get to this kind of level.
That casually, yeah.
Casually just spinning around, dancing cards. Right. Anyway, okay, so I'll go back to questions. I also got cards I'm gonna pull for how to amplify telekinesis and see what the universe has for us. I have ones for Dragon Deck and Cards Against Humanity. So guys, look out there for that. And if you want a card pull, we'll give you one for Cards Against Humanity. But ask a question what you want. It has to do
I
with
can
tele.
also do I can also do readings, but let's
Yeah.
let you do this part. Let's let you.
No, feel
I want
free.
to
What
kind
can you how does your reading work?
of it's pretty basic. It's a Celtic tradition. The cross method I use. But I like your energy, so I want to see what yours look like for sure.
Let's do it both. But so would do you do them with cards? Do you just does somebody bring a subject to you? What kind of way do you do
Well, they
yours?
can they can ask any question, or they can just have a general reading or a sense of guidance in their life with the cards. And I can also communicate with automatic writing with a spirit on other planes for guidance.
Okay, sounds good. Bust out your cards. I'll set up mine while you're doing that. I'll get
Okay.
three for each for telekinesis, and if you guys want cards, let me know. And for what? Add what you want it for, like a reading of a card for, and it's gonna be funny because it's Cards Against Humanity. But I'm gonna make it funny, and then it's gonna be serious. So there's
Mhm.
always a real message in it, though. So, but it will be funny initially. Okay, I got these cards. See if I can play a video in the background while that's going on. Mhm. And here's another way you can kind of practice with telekinesis. Okay. One of my cards. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh God. Okay. So the funny thing is I just pulled 3 cards and like there's barely any blank cards, and I just pulled 2 of the only blank cards.
Oh,
Oh, that's crazy. And then I didn't pull them on the top of the deck or anything. I just like looked and it's the one that called. So
oh,
there's nothing super funny about that, but essentially it wants you to, the first one wants you to go into emptiness. So it's really that empty meditation. Oh my God, this glitches out. So you can also work with a compass and
Yeah, I do that with
static.
clocks.
And the other one, okay, one's emptiness. So you have to be complete. Okay, what's completely empty to the point where it's like a yin vacuum and you attract a whole bunch of energy. And what you're emptying out is mostly negative energy, negative attachment, negative programming. So you're emptying all that bloatware. So that seems to bulk up and fill the cracks of things. So that's cool. Next one. It's like be nothing. It's meditation, doing nothing and being nothing, complete nothingness, void. And that's nice. So those are those 2. Another one for some reason says a kiss on the lips. Guess in the chat what that means. How's that how's getting a kiss on the lips gonna get you telekinesis, guys?
Love. You can move objects with love in your heart energy.
That's a good guess. Well, people say in the chat, but feel free to draw as well and bring them up as well. We'll look at the other cards.
I've been pulling up the Lover's card.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's pretty good timing with one I just said. Yeah, love conquers all, love powers everything, powers all abilities.
Absolutely. I'm also trying to start dating again. It looks like I'll have success with this.
Always helps.
Absolutely. I need the confidence.
Okay, 1, 2. One,
Can you-
it's the kiss on the lips is going. I'm gonna read the chat though. I'm gonna read what you guys said about this because you're always funny. But it does go into love. It goes into like kiss specifically, and it goes into sharing love. It's like, okay, with what? The force. So you have to fall completely in love with the force and what the telekinetic force throughout the universe is, and that energy, and become one with it to where it loves you like crazy. Okay, what
Oh
would you
yeah.
do?
That is, let's see. I would say what you said would be true based on the judgment card and other cards pertaining to it. I forgot what I was gonna say actually in response to that.
I'll read the
There's
chat.
so much to it.
Yeah, they're saying love, love, and more love. Due to hormones. Witch lips. Witches, bitches. Thanks for the comment. Witch lips. Yeah, that could go deeper with that one. DNA exchange. Yeah, people want a card too. So you can do a card and I can do a card for each person. as well. I'll bring them up. I'll read out their names so you can tune into them too. Somebody says real stuff, but you go ahead and read what you're gonna read into with your cards.
What? I don't know what I should read into.
Show them on screen and what you think. How will they bring people more telekinesis? The image. What do you think?
Okay, okay. Four of Pentacles and Ten of Swords. You have to be willing to sacrifice and put energy into a new version of you and reprogramming your subconscious. Let's see. Four of Pentacles. Reversed. Woe seems suspenseful, delay, opposition. Yeah, the only opposition I'm sensing is old programming, old ways of thinking. If you don't get past that, then you will struggle with telekinesis. Like, don't have doubt. Just keep having faith, and practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting with telekinesis advice.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, doubt is a big thing. Faith, confidence, belief. Barely anyone has that much of it. There's a lot of predators out there, a lot of doubt being dumped on people with subjects. You got to learn how to transmute or get that doubt off you, sometimes turn it into faith. Otherwise it builds up and then you shut down and go back into the matrix you go.
Yep.
Okay. I'll bring up a card, and I'll tell you the person that's wanting a card reading real quick so that you can tune into them and then draw a card.
Okay.
Okay,
Right on.
let's go through. See what we got. Okay, Blenda S wants a card. What is my first step in remembering telekinesis? So go ahead and go into that, and I'll get my cards ready.
Telekinesis. Forcing your will on implementing new thoughts. That's the first step.
Yeah, you're gonna be the sound reader. That's like all rational and sound, and I'm gonna be ones with the cards against humanity that gives something funny.
Alright, okay. Humor is good with this seriousness.
You got a card that's like under all these other cards. Let's see what it is. Oh my God, this is like okay. Blend to S. Okay. Okay. So the universe is giving you a message where if you want to go back to remembering telekinesis, you have to go around punching people. So yeah, I'm just the messenger. Okay, let's see what.
Too many people in New York have done that, sadly.
Okay. It does say punching. Wait. It does point to punching, but why? Let me see.
Interesting.
It goes to protecting yourself. So it looks like it's going into defense and like I can relate. In my experience with me, a lot of things try to steal my telekinesis. After I stopped practicing it every day, I got to the point where I can move cans and stuff. But after I stopped practicing it, I noticed things would drain the energy and it'd go and it was less and less easy to do bigger objects. So I go back down to smaller objects. So there's predators, there's jerks. There's a lot of the ones I come across for telekinesis are the founders of telekinesis. They have all the founders have predators for their ability. So there's a bunch of predators that are all around the planet trying to target people for their rare energies they emit. So here's another video of a boy that's pretty good at telekinesis. Tell me what you think about this kid.
I think it's that one. I don't know.
That was a good one. Okay, so yeah. So you gotta take back what's yours, defend yourself, and protect your chi, protect your built up density. And do you do self-defense techniques for protecting your chi? So,
I do.
nice.
And if I have a problem protecting it and I gotta release some in order to save what's left, I project it with it. So, and my Tai Chi form, once I've built up energy,
Okay,
through the ball,
James
I block.
Whitaker wants a
Right.
card. So go ahead and get ready with that card. But yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know you're still saying something. Sorry. Go ahead.
You said Jinx?
James Whitakus wants a card as well. And I'm assuming for telekinesis. Oh wait, why I'm getting what seems like radiation burns on my skin. Okay, so he wants to know about the radiation burns. So we're not doctors here. I mean, we're kind of psychic, I guess. So we can kind of tune into that. Also get some cream. But
Oh, it burn. I'm getting the power with lightning. It's burn. It burns on you.
ooh,
Why?
ooh, that's a good card for that one. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Three of Pentacles reversed. Seems clumsiness. You did something at work or you spilled something on yourself. Or do you swim a lot? That's all I got.
Um, I got an interesting card for your radiation possible skin condition. So this is again, this is the universe speaking to you. This is not me, so I'm just a messenger. Don't take it. And all midget production of Shakespeare's Richard III. So, yeah. So you might have to do a bunch of work so that's how you solve it. Okay, I'll look into why that is. Okay, it goes to Shakespeare. I don't think I've seen everything Shakespeare makes. It doesn't point to Richard III exactly. Mm,
Yeah, I don't recall anything by Shakespeare along that line.
I do know some Shakespeare has like the witches in it, like Macbeth and stuff. It kind of points to that. It might be some negative magic going on you, so you might have to counter it and resolve curse energy. But rashes can mean a lot of things. So as long as you're giving it nourishment, you can like look up a bunch of skin curing herbs as well. Aloe, avocado oil, coconut oil. You can do all kinds of things. Give it nourishment, resolves. Sometimes what happens on your skin is a greater map of your macrocosmic self and past lives and all kinds of things can come out, and it condenses an issue there so it can get resolved karmically over time in an easy way, and that grabs your attention, and then you can apply healing to it that then macroly resolves the bigger thing. So try a bunch of things. I have to see it and tune into it myself specifically though. Okay, I'll give you another one. Just because these, people like this stuff and it gets them involved. Okay, here's another one. Question: what does it do to hormones using telekinesis? Do you have anything on that?
I would say for men, it definitely, because you're building up energy, it will definitely make you more um living on the root chakra plane. You'll see everyone as if you don't bring that energy up and keep it in your lower dantian, and if the dantian energy drops lower, you'll be perhaps too sensual.
Okay.
For sure.
So you're saying, does it make you horny? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know what I could say on your yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why because when I build up different types of energy, it does stuff like that. So as long as you're not like, if you have a good outlet, like a girlfriend or something.
A healthy outlet, then you should be fine. Yeah.
Um, okay, so I have some people that are saying they want cards, but they're not giving me what they want cards for. So we're just gonna, for those two, everyone in the comments, write what you want the card for. For if you don't mention it, then we're gonna just rag on you with a card that just says weird shit. So don't have fun with it. So Dollface Cakes wants a card, but they didn't say anything on why. So go ahead and give Dollface Cakes. That's a pretty nice name.
You can trust that man, but he has some toxic negative habits of some man that may affect you badly. So realize you have many options. That's what I'm getting.
I love it. That's great. And your card is being a busy adult with many important things to do. So yeah, I don't really have to go much into that, but yeah, that seems you gotta give me stuff on that. Okay, Shaz Corco or Corso also wants a card, but no description on what they're saying. So go ahead and read it, and then I'll just make it fun.
Um, focus on yourself. Keep hitting the gym. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Okay, and you also, Shaz, got one of the only blank cards in the deck. So I'd say you do nothing. You're new. You're doing great.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
change.
yeah.
Be stuck in your ways or whatever.
Well
Don't do
guided already.
it. You're doing great. Okay, what should I focus? Okay, here's a good one. So, Dollface did make a comment. What should I focus my energy on for the next week? Is what they want their card to be. Okay, go ahead.
Making money and spending time with friends, a healthy balance.
And the card you get. God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, again, it's the universe. Don't beat up the messenger. Doing doing the right stuff to her nipples is the
Oh, snap.
yeah. And a lot of people don't know about the nipple magic. As like those things, those are deadly weapons. You can really poke somebody's eye out. It's like a wand. You can like just pull men in and
It'll come out of nowhere too. It hits men out
yeah.
of nowhere, just like the bishops on the chessboard. They're like snipers. Just get
Yeah,
this,
it
man.
just pulls them in and they lock on. They can't get away. It's like a tractor beam, and their eyes they can't look away. It's like even though they want to. So yeah, work on your nipple magic. My God. Okay. Um, okay, here's another one. My card are the very Thanks for the cards giving this. Okay, Warrior for Truth wants a card. Did not mention why, so go ahead.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, okay, they did a comment later. Do you see me working with children? Is their card that they
You
want.
can. I wouldn't be afraid to work with children just because of past thoughts with your family, not and your family background not being so good to you personally. You you don't have to worry. You can do that field of work well. Have faith in yourself.
Okay, and I pulled the card and I don't know what it means, so I'm gonna look it up. It's like one word. Maybe timely. I would say, yeah, be afraid of kids. They're vicious. They're mean. So avoid them at all costs. Um, okay. I don't understand this one. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I spelled it wrong. Why? It says I think khakis is the word. I thought it was like some Mongolian word for a second there. But yeah, I don't know what pants have to do with working with kids. I'm just gonna make sure if this is a real card. Okay, it's not a real. Okay, it's not. Okay, let me pick a different card for your thing.
Mhm.
You can't just pull any card with Cards Against Humanity. You got to tune into the exact right one. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. Okay. It seems to work, this one. It says, "How awesome am I?" So, it's pointing to "I am," which is interesting. It goes to the God phrase, "I am that I am."
I
Anything
am
I add
awesome.
on
And so are you.
yeah, and anything I add on to that makes me less of myself. I am that I am. So it's like you are everything. So if you want to work with yourself as short little munchkins, go for it.
Mhm.
You love yourself, even if they're really short and want sugar all the time and kick you in the knee.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, this is evolving into a comedy show. Um, let's see here. There's some okay, single man. Okay, I'm a single man and I did not ask a question. Right. I like these Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, I do too. Let me know if you want any. Well, it goes away. Okay, so we'll go back to telekinesis ones, and then we'll start to wind down as we wrap up the show.
Hmm.
So this one's for how to gain telekinesis. So it's from the dragon deck. It looks like a bunch of little baby dragons coming out of eggs, and then a rainbow at the top, and one's howling up. One's got a little staff. It's Ace of Wands. So
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, what do you think that means? And then I'll see if I can tune into it as well.
Hmm.
Mm.
Spread your wings. You're limiting yourself because of past experiences.
Cool. And no one's wrong. All these interpretations bring greater direction. So feel free to
Hmm.
place them in the chat, and then also people in the future will learn from your wisdom.
Absolutely. What does it mean to you guys in the audience?
What do you think baby dragons emerging from eggs and a rainbow and wands are mean for amplifying telekinesis?
First thoughts that come to mind. Intangible data. Let us know.
I'm reading. Oh, this is a secret stuff. So that's cool. So this isn't well known for people. There's concepts called spiritual birthing, spiritual eggs, where women mostly know this, where they'll feel like there's a kind of a ghost pregnancy. Your womb is doing stuff all the time. You're birthing things. You can birth spirits, timelines, abilities, parts, aspect of yourself, operating system, abilities, all that stuff. And men can birth too. And it doesn't necessarily need a womb, but if you have a womb, it's more, and you could just get an energetic womb if you want. Anyway, so I'm reading that there's a dormant aspect in us, in everyone. I'm literally reading it's in everyone for various things, and it's waiting to be gestated and birthed. And you need to learn it's like, what do you got to do to incubate an egg? You got to give it lots of love and support and a bunch of energy. And it's like a new self that's ready and ready for the world, not just weak, like a caterpillar that somebody like took the cocoon and broke it out for it. It has to naturally break out so that it's strong.
You got to give yourself time to do that.
Exactly. And all these blocks and limitations, they're the cocoon. You use them to make your telekinesis stronger. Otherwise, if we just went out in the world in space without facing all these challenges, and then we came across an ET race with all these blocks and things, we just get obliterated. So see, that's like, it's gonna make us stronger over time. So here's the next one. I only got 3, and then we can start wrapping up. This one's High Priestess. So it's a priestess with a staff, an orb, and 2 dragons kind of like yawning at each other with smoke coming out of their mouth.
That's
so
beautiful.
What do you think that means in the comments?
What does that mean for you with the High Priestess?
The divine feminine, high spiritual self.
Lots of relationship data coming through.
What do you think?
Wow. I think it shows how you're ready for something new, ready for, for a new partner.
Yeah, and partners can definitely help amplify abilities, especially if you have the right one. Support each other and it grows. The masculine together, internally and externally, it all grows faster, stronger. So it's pointing to her and the orb within. It's like going to not just feminine, but the divine feminine. So there's also power generators in the divine feminine. Once unlocked, it can amplify telekinesis. Okay, cool. And here's the last one. It's a 10 of Swords. So it's some guy that's I don't know if it's a guy or a woman. I honestly can't really tell. Whatever. They got a sword. They're over, I think, a dead dragon and a bunch of like swords below them. So it looks like a battlefield. They kind of survived near death. So what do you think that means for telekinesis?
I feel like a lot of the information about it has been aired out and it's been disappearing. So for you to do this today, it's like you finally conquered that aspect, and you're bringing more light to the community. We can now rebuild and share truth.
Nice. And I appreciate everyone that's commenting on this in the videos. So again, this will go for what I read. It's going into wounds. I make sense with what I read. We're a species that has been invaded. The whole world's been invaded multiple times, and then civilization destroyed, history destroyed, and restarted. And there's a lot of predators out there to steal from us. So the wounding events, the grand wounding event that stole from most people of our species telekinesis. We have to revisit those wounds, those ancient wounds, like in the fall of Atlantis and fall of Lemuria and other civilization collapses and in big invasion points, great haunting and theft. And then a lot of demons, like I track back, that have been captured and put into hell realms and other stuff, still have some of our abilities, as well as the Draco Empire. They have this energy harvesting system that funnels the abilities up to them, and there's a few other things like that. So we got to go back and face those in vision questing, those wounds, and give it what they need to prevent or resolve or heal the wound, and then make it so that this part of ourself is back up and running and healthy. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Yeah, and again, Dallas offers telekinesis training for those out there, as well as you can contact me. But how do people? He's gone heavy into it, so I recommend him. What do people do to reach you? Can you plug?
You can reach my business Instagram account at lowercase Dallas dot lowercase Ford. I'm also a copywriter, and if you want to request a reading or some telekinesis tips, you can reach me through Venmo at Dallas straight line dash Ford dash 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll
Thank you
put that
guys
in
for
the
watching, and thank you for having me.
Nice. And you're on Facebook and Dallas Fords. Any other social media you're on?
I am on TikTok, but you can also reach me through Gmail at lowercase t telekinesis49@gmail.com.
Cool. And do you have any plans for books or events in the future, or upcoming projects or abilities you're working on?
I am working on channeling a lot more and past life remembrances, light activation codes. I'm trying to expand my remote viewing currently. I'm diving more into Mars, planet Mars. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, sounds good. And so people can hit you up for what kind of things besides telekinesis?
Besides telekinesis training, I can give you tarot card readings. You can, if your loved ones that have passed are around still, we can communicate with them or your own guides, remote viewing training, and copywriting, for example, for people like you and your wonderful channel. I can write certain content or scripts for you. I can write a bunch of emails to your email list to attract more audience that like these same things to your channel, for example. Various things like that.
Cool. And okay. If are you willing to name like what state you're in? If people are in that state, this will trigger them. Hey, I want to hit you up. I want to learn from you in person.
Yeah, of course. I live in Colorado,
Nice.
and just reach out to me on Facebook, and we
Powerful
can.
mountains there. You got a lot of place of power there. There's hot springs. There's a big rip in time that's emitting time energy like crazy. The military is like tapping into. Ooh, imagine what you got going on. And he's very upgraded. He's got stuff that most people don't have. And you got cool meditations you teach as well.
Oh,
Reaching
thank you.
levitation. Okay.
Mm.
So, and for everyone out there, let us know if you want to see more of this content, you want to see more telekinesis shows. Share this video as many places as possible. I'm Sean Bond, PsionicLeague, the founder, PsionicLeague.com, PsionicLeague YouTube, PsionicLeague@gmail.com. If you want to contact me, you can contact me for sessions, clearing, depossession, exorcism, remedy for different things, healing, clearing pain. Also got mystery school abilities and courses and a workshop, so you can sign up for that if you are interested, or contact me. And you can contact me on Facebook too if you want to get a hold of me quick, or just get a cheap session if you want to get a hold of me, or I also do long consultations, and we're doing a trip to Mexico soon. The various pyramids, places of power, unlock your super dormant abilities. We'll likely do telekinesis as one of them, and various places around the planet. So do contact me at PsionicLeague@gmail.com. Psionic PSI as in Psi, and you contact me trip inquiry, and then I'll be able to put you on the list. And yeah, so share this video as many people, 5 friends at least, if you want to see more of this content. And if you want to get this to the people that are interested in telekinesis and abilities, and unlock, because this is giving you upgrades. We're sharing upgrades. We got the masters in here. We got the
And
spirits.
we're losing a lot of old information that we need in this community.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got the sources, the founders of telekinesis in here. They're training with people they want expanded the immune system on this planet to protect telekinesis, so it thrives and grows, and people can protect the planet with the force. Yeah, so let's click that like, go subscribe to this channel, PsionicLeague. And what's your channel again?
The Psychic Couple and Dallas Ford Telekinesis.
Nice.
You can find me.
Yeah, subscribe to his channel, and comment below. Show Dallas some love and support, and let him, so he wants to come on more, or and then contact him. Get your telekinesis upgrade. I did a session with him. It was beautiful. It taught me a lot, much more than this video. Lots of information. So get it while you can. He's very cheap compared to other people. So get it while you can. And yeah, yeah. So share this video. Any last words of inspiration you want to leave the audience?
Just let us know in the comments down below what we could have expounded more on and what you thought. Thank you for watching and for your support.
Yeah, questions for future shows, leave them in the comments, especially with telekinesis, and if you want your cards read. Yeah. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Namaste. Love you all. Thank you for expanding the force. May the force be with you, you beautiful souls.